All right, let's have a frank conversation. My safe is loaded with 9mm, probably just like yours. For more than a decade, it's been my go-to. I've got it stacked deep, I've trained with it for countless hours. It's the king for a reason. We all know that. But something is happening. The ground is shifting under our feet as we head into 2025. I'm talking to serious, no-nonsense preppers, the guys who are always 3 steps ahead. And I'm seeing them quietly trading out their huge stockpiles of 9mm. Now, they aren't giving up shooting. They're making a strategic shift. They're upgrading to calibers that solve specific, ugly survival problems that 9mm, for all its strengths, just wasn't designed to handle. And I have to tell you, the #1 caliber on this list is going to completely blindside you. It is not what you're thinking. So today, we're going to walk through the 7 calibers that are quietly taking over in modern survival arsenals. Let's dig in. Number 7. 30 Super Carry. Okay, hold your fire. I can practically hear the keyboards clacking from here. It's a gimmick. It's a solution looking for a problem. I get it. The market has been skeptical. And you're right, trying to find this stuff on a shelf after the lights go out would be a total nightmare. That's a real, valid concern. But let's put logistics aside for just a second. Let's look at the raw physics and ballistics, because this round is doing something that preppers have been asking for forever. More capacity without more bulk. When Federal launched this in 2021, a lot of people wrote it off. But those of us who actually put it through its paces at the range saw the genius in it. This round gives you more bullets in the exact same size gun as a 9mm with nearly identical defensive ballistics, and it does it with less felt recoil. I took a Smith & Wesson Shield Plus in 30 Super Carry and ran 500 rounds through it in one session. Normally, with a micro-compact 9mm, my hand is throbbing by round 200. With this, my hands felt totally fresh. Here's the simple math. It's a 100-grain bullet moving at 1,250 feet per second, which delivers about 350 foot-pounds of energy. That Shield Plus I mentioned holds 13 plus 1 rounds. The exact same gun in 9mm holds 10 plus 1. That is a 30% jump in firepower without making the gun 1 millimeter bigger. Federal even loads them with their proven HST bullets. In gel tests, we see that perfect 12 to 18 inches of penetration time and again. So, is it a logistical gamble? Yes. But for a dedicated concealed carry gun where having more rounds on board is the single most important factor, it is, on paper, technically superior. Plan on paying about 50 to 60 cents per round for the good defensive stuff. Walk into any gun store and ask the old-timer behind the counter what the really experienced preppers are buying for their families. I guarantee you'll hear 380 a lot more than you'd expect. Now, let's be crystal clear. This isn't about replacing your primary pistol. This is about the force multiplier concept. It's about being able to arm every capable person in your group with a tool they can actually use effectively when their heart is pounding and adrenaline has taken over. I learned this one the hard way. I handed my wife a slick, compact 9mm. She hated it. The snappy recoil made her flinch, her confidence evaporated, and she dreaded practice. So I switched her to a Glock 42 in 380, and the change was instant. It was like a light switch flipped. Within an hour, the flinch was gone, and she was drilling tight groups at 15 yards. Modern defensive ammo has totally changed the game for this round. We're not talking about old-school ball ammo anymore. Loads like Hornady Critical Defense have turned the 380 into a legitimate defensive tool. We're seeing FBI protocol gel tests showing reliable expansion and 12 to 16 inches of penetration, and the guns are just tiny. The Ruger LCP Max gives you 10 plus 1 rounds in a package that weighs just over 10 ounces. You can slip that in a pocket and literally forget air. For a prepper thinking long-term, redundancy is life. If your main gun goes down, or you need to arm a neighbor with low hand strength, the 380 is a phenomenal answer. Some things never go out of style. They just wait patiently for everyone else to realize they were right all along. There's a huge group of preppers who cut their teeth on a 1911 and never saw a reason to leave 45 ACP. In 2025, they're starting to look like the smartest guys in the room. This round doesn't care about your velocity charts. It's not interested in barrier blindness debates. It does one thing, and it does it brutally well. It puts big, heavy, slow-moving chunks of lead into a threat and shuts it down. Period. We're talking a 230-grain bullet ambling out of the barrel at around 850 feet per second. The magic isn't the speed, it's the diameter. It starts out at 451 inches wide. I've pulled 45 hollow points out of ballistic gel that have expanded to 3/4 of an inch. That punches a devastating wound channel that simply can't be ignored. And here's the other huge plus for preppers. It's subsonic right out of the box. If you run a suppressor, and you should be thinking about noise discipline, the 45 is famously quiet. It makes a deep thump instead of that high-pitched 9mm crack, and you don't lose any terminal performance to get there. And don't even start with the low-capacity argument. That's a ghost of the past. Modern double stacks like the Glock 21 or the Springfield XD give you 13 +1 rounds on tap. That old 7-round 1911 critique is dead and buried. With decades of production, 45 ACP is rock solid and isn't going anywhere. This one is for a very specific job. You won't hear about 357 SIG much around the plinking range, but in circles focused on vehicle defense or surviving in a complex urban environment, this thing is a monster. A buddy of mine asked me, if you knew you had to shoot through a car door or a windshield to save your life, what would you carry? I didn't even have to think about it. 357 SIG. Think of this round as a bottle rocket. It's a 40 S&W case necked down to hold a 9mm bullet with a whole lot of powder crammed behind it. It was engineered from the ground up to give you 357 Magnum revolver power in a semi-auto platform. A 125-grain Speer Gold Dot in this caliber is absolutely screaming at 1,400 feet per second, generating over 540 foot-pounds of energy. That velocity means it shoots flat, but more importantly, it makes the bullet barrier blind. It doesn't care about obstacles, it just punches through. When tested against auto glass, car doors, and drywall, it consistently powers through and still has enough energy to do its job on the other side. A standard 9mm will often deflect or shatter on those same barriers. And here's a pro tip. If you already own a 40 cal pistol like a Glock 22, you can often just drop in a 357 SIG barrel and use the same magazines. It's an instant upgrade. The downside? It's loud, it's snappy, and it's not cheap. The first time I shot an FN57, I honestly thought it was a sci-fi movie prop. The recoil felt like a 22, the bullet flew like a laser beam, and the magazine just kept going. This round was designed in the 80s for one purpose: to defeat body armor. Fast forward to today, and preppers are realizing that having a pistol that holds 20+ rounds of armor-defeating capability is a game-changing advantage. It fires a tiny 40-grain bullet at over 2,000 feet per second. While the ammo we can buy isn't technically armor-piercing, certain loads are specifically designed to zip right through Level 2A soft armor, the most common type you'd encounter. And the options for guns have exploded. You've got the original FN, the much more affordable Ruger 57, and now the PSA Rock, which holds 23 rounds and comes in under $500. Kel-Tec even makes the P50, a crazy pistol that takes 50-round P90 magazines. For perimeter defense or any scenario where you might face multiple threats, that kind of capacity and performance is just hard to argue with. Plus, with both pistols and carbines chambered in 5.7, you can standardize your whole group on one highly effective caliber. Number 2. 10mm Auto. If you've ever held a fully loaded Glock 20, you know what I'm talking about. The sheer weight in your hand tells you this is not a casual pistol. This is things have gone very, very. 10mm is the undisputed king of versatility. It's a backcountry gun, a truck gun, and a serious combat pistol all in one. I've spent time in places where the four-legged threats are as dangerous as the two-legged ones. I've seen guys with big Magnum revolvers struggle to get a second shot on a charging bear. Meanwhile, the guys running hot 10mm loads are putting them down with 2 or 3 rapid shots. The numbers are just brutal. We're talking a 200-grain bullet hitting 1,300 feet per second, generating up to 700 foot-pounds of raw energy. That's 41 Magnum power, but you've got 15 +1 rounds in the magazine and a lightning-fast reload. For a prepper, the 10mm makes a unique case because it's the only semi-auto round that handles both human threats and large animal threats with equal authority. A hot, hard-cast load will punch through a car door, a wooden wall, or a bear's skull. It kicks, no doubt about it. But if you want a pistol that can solve almost any problem you can imagine, this is it. And here we are, the #1 spot. This is the caliber nobody expects on a defensive list, but I am telling you, it is the one that matters most. The smartest preppers I know who are moving away from a 9mm only strategy aren't just replacing it with another fighting caliber. They are supplementing it with .22 long rifle, and they are stocking it deeper than anything else. I know guys right now sitting on 50,000 rounds of .22 LR and maybe 2,000 rounds of their primary centerfire caliber. Why? Because they understand what a real, long-term grid-down scenario actually looks like. You are not going to be fighting Mad Max battles every day. You're going to be hungry. You're going to be hunting small game to feed your family. You're going to be training people who have never held a gun before. And you're going to be desperate to conserve your primary defensive resources. Small game hunting is where the .22 becomes the most valuable tool you own. Rabbits, squirrels, birds. A centerfire rifle turns them into a red mist. A well-placed .22 headshot drops them instantly and leaves dinner intact. With a suppressor, a bolt-action .22 sounds like a staple gun. You can hunt in your own backyard without telling the whole county where you are and that you have food. And let's talk logistics. A brick of 500 rounds of .22 weighs less than 3 pounds and costs about $30. You can store 10,000 rounds of .22 for the cost and space of about 500 rounds of 9mm. If I had to walk out my door tomorrow with only what I could carry, the sheer versatility of the .22 makes it the single most valuable cartridge on the planet. So there you have it, 7 calibers that are changing how we need to think about survival. If this breakdown helped you look at your own strategy a little differently, do me a favor and hit that like button. It really helps the channel. And I genuinely want to know. Drop a comment below and tell me what you're stocking deep right now. Are you sticking with 9mm or are you branching out? And if you want more no-nonsense content that actually respects your intelligence, make sure you subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.